ओम ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णुवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुने शौनकादृशिभ्यो वैशम्पायनादृशिभ्यो नमः। अत्र्यादृशिभ्यो नमः। प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो नमः। आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः। मत्स्यादवतारेभ्यो नमः। दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती रूपिणी आदिपराशक्ति मात्रे नमः। ओं श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। आद्य शंकराचार्य वर्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त देवतानां गुरूणां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमाधु कृपया समस्त शास्त्रोक्त परब्रह्मानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थम अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं विश्वशान्ति कल्याणार्थं च समस्त साधकानां भक्तानां साधनानां संपदां आयुरारोग्य क्षेमस्थैर्यादि अवाप्त्यर्थं विघ्न निवारणार्थं च श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रस्य नवमस्कन्धस्य पारायणम् एकादशस्कन्धस्य अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणम्। Somehow Bhagavan gave us an idea of to start chanting Bhagavata Purana. We started with 11th skandham, concluded 12th. Then somehow we thought of doing 7th skandha of Prahlada Charitra. That also we did. Then why stop there? Let's continue with our 8th skandha of 24 chapters also we have done in our chanting. From today onwards, the Namama skandha Parayanam we do before our Adhyanam of the Ekadasha skandha as every day. This skandha also has got around 24 chapters like the 8th one. Start as every day. Consider this as Bhagyam, Adrushtam, to chant the Bhagavata Purana and feel the presence of Paramatma as much as possible in every akshara, every pada. In that way, this 10 minutes of chant, 1 hour of satsanga itself becomes a great sadhana. Yoga karmasu kaushala means every karma, if you know the art of molding it, it can be molded to be the yoga, the adhyatmika sadhana. And what we do at that time, just be conscious of divinity, conscious of the work that is in hand, conscious of how best it has to be done, and then all offer to the Lord. In exchange of which he gives peace, he gives viveka vairagya, he gives the sharp, subtle, intuitive intellect. He slowly starts revealing his presence everywhere. That is our goal. ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं नवमस्कन्धः अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः। This is called Ishanu Katha. Wonderful variety of devotees of Bhagavan. They all, their names, stories are told mainly Chandravamsha and Suryavamsha, Raja and Bhakta, their Katha. अथ नवमोऽध्यायः राजोवाच अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः नवमस्कन्धः राजा उवाच ॐ मन्वन्तराणि सर्वाणि त्वयोक्तानि श्रुतानि मे वीर्याणि अनन्तवीर्यस्य हरेस्तत्र कृतानि च योऽसौ सत्यव्रतो नाम राजर्षिर्द्रविडेश्वरः ज्ञानं योतीतकल्पान्ते लेभे पुरुषसेवया स वै विवस्वतः पुत्रः मनुरासीदिति श्रुतं त्वत्तः तस्य सुताः प्रोक्ताः इक्ष्वाकुप्रमुखा नृपाः तेषां वंशं पृथक् ब्रह्मन् वंशानुचरितानि च कीर्तयस्व महाभाग नित्यं शुश्रूषतां हिनः ये भूता ये भविष्याश्च भवन्त्यद्यतनाश्च ये तेषां नः पुण्यकीर्तीनां सर्वेषां वद विक्रमान् सूत उवाच एवं परीक्षिता राज्ञा सदसि ब्रह्मवादिनां पृष्टः प्रोवाच भगवान् शुकः परमधर्मवितो श्रीशुक उवाच श्रूयतां मानवो वंशः प्राचुर्येण परन्तप न शक्यते विस्तरतः वक्तुं वर्षशतैरपि परावरेषां भूतानाम् आत्मा यः पुरुषः परः स एवासीत् इदं विश्वं कल्पान्तेऽन्यन्न किञ्चन तस्य नाभेः समभवत् पद्मकोशो हिरण्मयः तस्मिन् जज्ञे महाराज स्वयंभूश्चतुराननः मरीचिर्मनसस्तस्य जज्ञे तस्यापि कश्यपः दाक्षायण्यां ततोदित्यां विवस्वान् अभवत् पुतः ततो मनुः श्राद्धदेवः संज्ञायाम् आस भारत श्रद्धायां जनयामास दशपुत्रान् स आत्मवान् इक्ष्वाकुन्नृवशर्याति दिष्टधृष्टकरोषकान् नरिष्यन्तं पृषध्रं च नभगं च कविं विभुः अप्रजस्य मनोः पूर्वं वसिष्ठो भगवान् किल मित्रावरुणयोरिष्टं प्रजार्थमकरोत् विभुः तत्र श्रद्धा मनोः पत्नी होतारं समयाचत दुहित्रर्थमुपागम्य पणिपत्यपयोव्रता प्रेषितोध्वर्युणा होता ध्यायन्तत्सु समाहितः हविषिव्यसरत्तेन वषट्कारं गृणन् द्विजः होतुस्तद्व्यभिचारेण कन्येला नाम सा भवतु तां विलोक्य मनुः प्राह नातिहृष्टमना गुरुं भगवन् किमिदं जातं कर्म वो ब्रह्मवादिनां विपर्ययमहो कष्टं मैवं स्यात् ब्रह्मविक्रिया योऽयं मन्त्रविदो युक्ताः तपसा दग्धकिल्बिषाः कुतः सङ्कल्पवैषम्यम् अनृतं विबुधेषु इव तन्निशम्य वचस्तस्य भगवान् प्रपितामहः होतुर्व्यतिक्रमं ज्ञात्वा बभाषे रविनन्दनम् एतत् सङ्कल्पवैषम्यं होतुस्ते व्यभिचारतः तथापि साधयिष्येते सुप्रजस्त्वं स्वतेजसा एवं व्यवसितो राजन् भगवान् स महायशाः हस्तौषीत् आदिपुरुषम् इलायाः पुंस्त्वकाम्यया तस्मै कामवरं तुष्टः भगवान् हरिरीश्वरः ददाविलाभवत्तेन सुद्युम्नः पुरुषर्षभः स एकदा महाराज विचरन् मृगयां वने वृतः कथपयामात्यैः अश्वमारुह्य सैन्धवं प्रगृह्य रुचिरं चापं शरांश्च परमाद्भुतान् दंशितोऽनुमृगं वीरः जगामदिशमुत्तरां सकुमारो वनं मेरोः अधस्तात् प्रविवेशः यत्रास्ते भगवान् शर्वः रममाणः सहो मया तस्मिन् प्रविष्ट एवासौ सुद्युम्नः परवीरः अपश्यत् स्त्रियमात्मानम् अश्वं च बडवां नृप तथा तदनुगाः सर्वे आत्मलिङ्गविपर्ययं दृष्ट्वा विमनसो भूवन् वीक्षमाणाः परस्परं राजोवाच कथमेवं गुणोदेशः केन वा भगवन् कृतः प्रश्नमेनं समाचक्ष्व परं कौतूहलं हिनः श्रीशुक उवाच एकदा गिरिशं द्रष्टुं ऋषयस्तत्र सुव्रताः दिशो वितिमिराभासाः कुर्वन्तः समुपागमन् तान् विलोक्याम्बिका देवी विवासा व्रीडिता भृशं भर्तुरङ्कात् समुत्थाय नीवीम् आश्वथपर्यधात् ऋषयोऽपि तयोर्वीक्ष्य प्रसङ्गं रममाणयोः निवृत्ताः प्रययुस्तस्मात् नरनारायणाश्रमं तदिदं भगवान् आह प्रियायाः प्रियकाम्यया स्थानं यः प्रविशेदेततो स वै योषिद्भवेदिति तत ऊर्ध्वं वनं तद्वै पुरुषा वर्जयन्ति सा चानुचरसंयुक्ता विचचारवनाद्वनम् अथ ताम् आश्रमाभ्यासे चरन्तीं प्रमदोत्तमां स्त्रीभिः परिवृतां वीक्ष्य चकमे भगवान् बुधः सापितं चकमे सुभ्रूः सोमराजसुतं पतिं स तस्यां जनयामास पुरूरवसमात्मजम् एवं स्त्रीत्वमनुप्राप्तः सुद्युम्नो मानवो नृपः सस्मारसकुलाचार्यं वसिष्ठम् इति शुश्रुमा स तस्य तां दशां दृष्ट्वा कृपया भृशपीडितः सुद्युम्नस्याशयन् पुंस्त्वम् उपाधावतः शङ्करं तुष्टस्तस्मै स भगवान् ऋषये प्रियमावहन् स्वां च वाचमृतां कुर्वन् इदमाह विशाम्पते मासं पुमान् स भविता मासं स्त्री तव गोत्रजः इत्थं व्यवस्थया कामं सुद्युम्नोऽवतु मेदिनीम् आचार्यानुग्रहात् कामं लब्ध्वा पुंस्त्वं व्यवस्थया पालयामास जगतीं नाभ्यनन्दन् स्मृतं प्रजाः तस्योत्कलो गयो राजन् विमलश्च त्रयः सुताः दक्षिणापथराजानः बभूवुर्धर्मवत्सलाः ततः परिणते काले प्रतिष्ठानपतिः प्रभुः पुरूरवसः उत्सृज्य गां पुत्राय गतो वनमिति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां नवमस्कन्धे प्रथमोऽध्यायः. In this Prathama Adhyaya, Navama Skandha, this Pururava Janma to that Ila, Sudyumna only became Ila because he entered into that place. So Ila and Buddha, Putra is Pururava. Pururava Upakhyanam we very well studied in the 11th Skandha also. So the question was of Parikshit was, ki, tell me the santati of Raja Manu, Shraddha was Satyavrata. Earlier he was Satyavrata. In this again new Kalpa is because Shraddha Deva, and that time he was the son of Bhagavan Surya. So Vivasvata Putra, Vaivasvata, and also Shraddha Deva. Also he was the Satyavrata earlier. He is the Manu. So his santati is being spoken. Before the santati of Dashaputras, Ikshvaku Adi were born, then this Brahmadeva's Krupa and all, that Manu had done a yajna with the help of Vasishthaji. So instead of the son-daughter came because of the mistake of the Ruktiks, then Vasishthaji with Taposhakti and all, he makes her as the man, he is called as Sudyumna. So he Sudyumna actually born as Ila, the female one. But through Tapashakti made Sudyumna. Now because of the Shapa there of Bhagavan Shiva, again Ila. Then he got this Pururava Janmita through that Buddha. Buddha is Chandrama Putra. In this way, the next entire Sarga talks about, or the Adhyaya talks, Skanda talks about the Chandravamsha, Suryavamsha, Rajas. So the idea of it is what? The creation is going on in so many ways. From the beginning, it goes on going on. Whatever happens, all that is a part of the outer world. Inside, if we can discover the self-truth, it always is good for us, mukti for us. That much main thing we have to catch. Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Bhagavata Sharanam Mama, Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama, Shri Suta Sharanam Mama, Shri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama, Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama, Shri Narada Sharanam Mama, Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama, Shri Brahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Vishnu Sharanam Mama, Shri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam, Pangum Langhayate Girim, Yatkrupatamaham Vande परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामा मुञ्चत कर्हिचिद् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादशस्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ एकोनत्रिंशोऽध्यायः Shri Bhagavan Bhagavan Krishna to his most beloved Bhakta and Shishya and Sadhaka and Mitra, having asked by him, gave the essence of all Shastras, gave all the sadhana prakriyas. Summary of all that, again he gave in 29th chapter. Now he is telling the Falashruti or Mahima or greatness of this Jnanam given by him, so that the students, you and me, while studying, if because of any reason, if we have not valued it, to having heard the Mahima of this Jnanam, we revisit those portions, topics, chapters, and study more thoroughly, more importantly. Thus, make use of this sublime Jnanam given by Bhagavan. And one of the and the most important way of invoking Bhagavad Guru Kripa is just to follow what they say. Our prayers, our upasanas, they also make us invoke their Kripa. But more than that, what they say when we follow, we invoke their grace more and better, because in those sayings, they have kept the truth. Truth has its own divinity, truth has its own power. So, along with their own Karuna, Krupa, Anugraha, Prema, Tapashakti, along with all of that, what they speak being truth, what they speak being for our own well-being, doing that becomes greatest of the sadhana, upasana of the Guru. Every upasana of the Abhishekam puja done to Guru and Bhagavan, but we are not listening to do what they are saying and not doing what they are saying. Our upasana is not real or great or complete or useful. We must keep that in mind. So Bhagavan gives that one. Again, this great knowledge, to whom if it is given, it becomes fruitful, therefore should be given. To whom when it is given, it is mere waste of time, therefore should avoid to give that list also he gives. Then he asks Uddhava, did you listen? Did you understand? Has your moha gone away? Ityadi. Then Uddhavaji in few shlokas expresses his joy, his gratitude, everything. After that, Bhagavan tells, now time for you to go to the Badrika Ashram, and we have to wind up here the Yadava Vamsha. This is how this chapter has the remaining topics. We have done yesterday to some extent. Let's continue. Our chanting will start now from 22 only. Yesterday we have seen exhaustively 23 we see. Eshate bihitah krutsnah brahmavadasya sangrahah समासव्यास विधिना देवानाम् अपि दुर्गमः अवेक्ष्णशस्ते गदितं ज्ञानं विस्पष्टयुक्तिमतो एतद्विज्ञाय मुच्येत पुरुषो नष्टसंशयः सुविविक्तं तव प्रश्नं मयैतदपि धारयेत् सनातनं ब्रह्म गुह्यं परं ब्रह्माधिगच्छति य एतन्मम भक्तेषु सम्प्रदद्यात् सुपुष्कलं तस्याहं ब्रह्मदायस्य ददाम्यात्मानमात्मना य एतत् समधीयेत पवित्रं परमं शुचि स पूयेता हर हर मां ज्ञानदीपेन दर्शयन् य एतत् श्रद्धया नित्यम् अव्यग्रह शृणुयान्नरः मयि भक्तिं परां कुर्वन् कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते अपि उद्धव त्वया ब्रह्म सखे समवधारितम् अपि ते विगतो मोहः शोकश्चासौ मनोभवः नैतत् त्वया दाम्भिकाय नास्तिकाय शठाय च अशुश्रूषोरभक्ताय दुर्विनीताय दीयताम् एतैर्दोषैर्विहीनाय ब्रह्मण्याय प्रियाय च साधवे शुचये ब्रूयात् भक्तिः स्यात् शूद्रयोषिताम् नैतद्विज्ञाय जिज्ञासोः ज्ञातव्यमवशिष्यते पीत्वा पीयूषममृतं पातव्यं नावशिष्यते ज्ञाने कर्मणि योगे च वार्तायां दण्डधारणे यावान् अर्थो नृणां तात तावान् स्तेहं चतुर्विधः मर्त्यो यदा त्यक्तसमस्तकर्मा निवेदितात्मा विचिकीर्षितो मे तदामृतत्वं प्रतिपद्यमानः मयात्मभूयाय च कल्पते वै श्रीशुक उवाच स एवमादर्शितयोगमार्गः तदोत्तमश्लोकवचो निशम्य बद्धाञ्जलिः प्रीत्युपरुद्धकण्ठः न किञ्चिदूचे अश्रुपरिप्लुताक्षः विष्टभ्यचित्तं प्रणयावघूर्णं धैर्येण राजन् बहुमन्यमानः कृताञ्जलिः प्राह यदुप्रवीरं शीर्ष्णा स्पृशंस्तच्चरणारविन्दम् उद्धव उवाच विद्रावितो मोहमहान्धकारः य आश्रितो मे तव सन्निधानात् विभावसोः किं नु समीपगस्य शीतं तमोभिः प्रभवन्त्यजाद्य प्रत्यर्पितो मे भवतानुकम्पिना भृत्याय विज्ञानमय प्रदीपः हित्वा कृतज्ञस्तव माद्पादमूलम् ओन्यत् समीयात् चरणं त्वदीयम् वृक्णश्च मे सुदृढः स्नेहपाशः दार्शार्हवृष्ण्यन्धकसात्वतेषु प्रासारितः सृष्टिविवृद्धये त्वया स्वमायया हि आत्म सुबोधहेति न नमोऽस्तु ते महायोगिन् प्रपन्नमनुषादिमां यथा त्वच्चरणाम्भोजे रतिः स्यादनपायिनी श्रीभगवानुवाच गच्छोद्धव मयादिष्टः बदर्याख्यं ममाश्रमं तत्र मत्पादतीर्थोदे स्नानोपस्पर्शनैः शुचिः ईक्षयालकनन्दाय विदूताशेषकल्मषः वसानो वल्कलान्यङ्ग वन्यभुक् सुखनिस्पृहः तितिक्षुर्द्वन्द्वमात्राणां सुशीलः संयतेन्द्रियः शान्तः समाहितधिया ज्ञानविज्ञानसंयुतः मत्तोऽनुशिक्षितं यत्ते विविक्तमनुभावयन् मय्यावेशितवाक् चित्तः मद्धर्मनिरतो भव अतिव्रज्य गतिस्तिस्रः मामेष्यसि ततः परम् श्रीशुक उवाच स एव मुक्तो हरिमेधसोद्धवः प्रदक्षिणं तं परिसृत्य पादयोः शिरोनिधायाश्रुकलाभिरार्द्रधीः न्यषिञ्च तद्वन्द्वपरोऽप्यपक्रमे सुदुस्त्यज स्नेहवियोगकातरः न शक्नुवन्स्तं परिहातुमातुरः कृच्छ्रं ययौ मूर्धनि भर्तृपादुके बिभ्रन्नमस्कृत्य ययौ पुनः पुनः ततस्तमन्तरहृदि सन्निवेश्य गतो महाभागवतो विशालां यथोपदिष्टां जगदेकबन्धुना तव समास्थाय हरेरगाद्गतिं य एतदानन्दसमुद्रसम्भृतं ज्ञानामृतं भागवताय भाषितं कृष्णेन योगेश्वर सेवितांघ्रिणा सच्छ्रद्धया सेव्य जगत् विमुच्यते भवभयमपहन्तुं ज्ञानविज्ञानसारं निगमकृदुपजह्रे भृङ्गवद्वेदसारम् अमृतमुददितश्चापाययन् भृत्यवर्गान् पुरुषमृषभमाद्यं कृष्णसंज्ञं नतोऽस्मि पुरुषं वृषभम् आद्यं कृष्णसंज्ञं नतोऽस्मि इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे एकोनत्रिंशोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Just today we thought of completing chanting. Okay, then what a great topic it is. Entire Bhagavatam, Ekadasha Skandham, and then Ekona Trimshat Adhyayam also. So in the 23rd mantra, Eshaha te abhitaha krutsnaha. So what is given to you is a complete thing. Don't allow your mind to again continue to be in the doubt that what is given is not complete and there is something else to be listened. This is how our mind goes on shifting us, our attention, its own attention, from the best to the lower, lowest, and the worst. How? Having the doubt regarding even the best is given. Like the best of the Bhagavata in the most sweetest manner, we are listening here. And yet our mind thinks there's somebody else will speak better, something else can be heard. Therefore our mind goes. Same mind which has taken us away from here will not allow you to be there also. It will take us from there again to somewhere. On the whole, the mind will see to it that we are not gaining that knowledge or doing that sadhana by which the mind ends. Mind doesn't want to end. Maya doesn't want to dissolve. But in one place, when you regularly listen Tattva Jnanam, it becomes so stronger in us. In the Tattva Jnana sadhana marga, we may do Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So the Chitta Vrittis doesn't want to get Niruddha. Therefore, they project variety of the alternatives and options. So Bhagavan here says ki Eshate Avitaha Krutsnaha. Entire thing is told to you. You told entire things are accepted, but of what you told? Brahmavadasya Sangraha. Collection of the Brahmavada in its entirety is given to you. So what is that Brahmavada? Whose Sangraha or collection you have given to me? Krishna says Brahmavada is ki Veda Shastras Saramsha. So Veda has only two things to teach us. Karma Upasana Kanda one side, the Jnana Kanda other side. In the Karma Upasana Kanda, there are so many Varnashrama Vita Karmas are told. That is what Bhagavan gave in this 11th Skandham. In the Jnana Kandam, the Tattvasi Mahavakyopadesha is there. The Tattva Jnanam, so that again also Bhagavan gave here. Therefore, Saramsha of the Vedas. Clear? Saramsha of the Brahmajnanis. That's called as Brahma Anubhuta. And Saramsha of all the learned people's teachings called as Brahmavadin. So the Brahmavadin means Brahma ka vadan karne wala Shastra, ब्रह्म का अनुभव किया हुआ जीवन मुक्त और ब्रह्म के बारे में ही प्रचार करने वाले guru, whether he has experienced or not, the brahmanas etc. Throughout life they do Veda Pata, Veda Dhenam. In many lives they become paripakva to know the truth. But right now they are doing Brahmavada. Therefore, सकल ब्राह्मणों का सारे वेद शास्त्र के ज्ञान का सार, ब्रह्म अनुभवी व्यक्ति अगर कुछ कहता है तो उसका पूरा सार, सारे वेदों का अगर सार आप निछोड़ोगे वो all that is called ब्रह्मवादस्य. उसका संग्रह कृत्स्नम गदितम ते अभिहितः, आपके सामने सारा ये बताया गया. सो वेद सार बताया और सब कुछ बताया. सो सब कुछ बताया इसलिए वेद के बाद दोबारा जाने की जरूरत नहीं. और वेद का सार बताया तो वेद से बढ़कर और कुछ है क्या? नहीं. देखो और कहीं भी जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो और कहीं नहीं जाना, वेद में दोबारा नहीं जाना, फिर क्या करना, इसी को बार बार पढ़ना। इट्स नॉट दैट यू आर टोल्ड नॉट टू स्टडी, इसका एसेंस बताया आपको कह रहे। In our language of the forthcoming Kali Yuga after the Dwapara Yuga, Bhagavan has put entire Vedasara, Brahmajnana, Brahma Anubhuti, Moksha Marga. In our language, he has put for our own convenience. He gave the examples which were very familiar to us, which you could easily relate to, like that. So, Eshate Abhitaha Krutsnaha Brahmavadasya Sangraha means in last 28 chapters, it is the essence of all the Jnana, all the Vedas, all the Brahmanubhavi Vyaktis. In number of them are there in the world. When they are asked, interviewed, how you got the Brahmanubhuti and how it looks like. To both these prashna, when they give the answer, that answer exactly is this only. And in the parampara, the Shishyas, Brahmanas, when they learn from the Guru, the Jnanam, and they pass on to next generation, all the essence is again this only. Therefore, the knowledge to be known, to be practiced, and the self to be experienced for moksha, everything is conveyed to you here, oh my dear Uddhava. And I tried my best both ways to explain to you the Samasa Vidhi. Some places I told you in one line, two lines, one shloka, two shloka, three shloka, the entire sadhanas. At those points, you and I, as here, the student of Bhagavata, have spent even 1 hour, 2 hour only to discuss only one shloka. That was the shloka where in samasa or shortcut method or precise form, samasa here is said as sutra there in our sutras, Yoga Sutra and Brahma Sutra ityadi. So sutra vidhina or samasa vidhina, I told you, so too the Vyasa vidhina. See, Samasa Patanjali ji gave, the Vyasa Bhagavan came and gave the Bhashya to that. Then after that, whoever are the great yoga acharyas came, they again use their examples, use their own Bhasha to tell the same thing to their Sishyas. That is how so many commentaries came on. Bhagavatam also, Yoga Sutra also, Gita also, Upanishads also, ityad. So Samasa Vyasa Vidhina. So again it is a test for a genius, for a sincere student of Vedanta. If he has studied for a long time, he should be able to tell in short, precisely also. Like you are given or I am given 10 minutes only the time or 5 minutes only to talk in any of the stage. Because the number of speakers are more. They want to make it an entertainment. Therefore, they call the Mahatmas of all ashramas. अब the Mahatmas also कोई बुला नहीं रहे, so they go. Then 2 hours program, 30 Mahatmas are there. Then more than 4 minutes you can't give, and then time of exchange also. So they put a gap, सा 3 मिनट है. Because 4 मिनट होता है, उतने 30 महात्मा के लिए 120 2 घंटे. पर उनका महात्मा का महात्म्य बोलना भी है ना, for the master of ceremony and organizers. So they take 1 minute. So 3 minutes only out. I have done this thing many times in my life. Traveled 14 hours to give a 3 minutes talk, 5 minutes talk, 10 minutes talk. Hmm. Because big people they organize, matlab big associations or anybody, so they call so many Mahatmas. That's how they do it. But for us, whether it's 3 or 10 minutes, chance to talk about Bhagavan and Shastra in front of some listening audience, it is always what we say the joy for us. We see Bhagavad Krupa in that. Point is what in those 3 or 2 or 5 minutes also, we through either bullet points or whatever the way should be able to convey the essence of what the topic they have given us. Is it not? They have 20 topics. To each of them, 3 to 4 people, एक topic देते हैं लोग या एक को एक topic. So that is samasa paddhati. We should be able to precisely say like what is entire adhyatmic sadhana. We should be able to say through karma, bhakti, ashtanga yoga. We should make the shuddhi of the antakarana. We should transcend the too much of identity with upadhi. We should become antarmukha. These are all bahiranga, antaranga sadhanas. Through jnana yoga, through the vicharana of Tattvasya Mahavakya, we have to discover that one principle which is beyond the Tat as well as Tvam. इस तरह 1 minute में बताना. Now, if they give you 10 days of time, again you should not be confused. "Oh, क्या बोलूं करके," and need not repeatedly say the same thing. So we should take up each one then. Right from the creation onwards, how the jiva is created, then how the jiva gets bound through padi, etc. When he is bound, how he starts behaving in a funny manner and goes on creating more and more forceful, powerful variety of impressions. Then he goes through Janma Marana, and then the samsara continues. And then how? Because of here and there done little of punya, and that gets accumulated after a few lives, or 10, 20, 100, some Karunika Guru, because of little punya of him, he looks at him and says one word spiritual. That somehow strikes this person. And then like that he goes on listening few lives. Then slowly it develops in him the jignasa. Thereafter, then karma yoga kya hai, bhakti yoga kya hai, ashtanga yoga kya hai, jnana yoga kya hai. All of them, their interrelation and how each of the yoga are there for our manabuddhi chitta ahankara shuddhi, explaining them with all example, details, logics, more important than the quotations of the Shastras. How Bhagavan Krishna in Bhagavad Gita spoke about karma and its importance and its limitation. Wherever he spoke the yoga, how did he explain? योगी युंजित सदमात्मानं रहस्तिस्थः युञ्जन्यमन सादात्मं योगी विगत कल्मषः सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम अत्यंतं सुखमश्नुते. So, yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya. See, all of them are yoga padas. Yatra sevatmana atmanam pashyannatmani tushyati. We have to. Then again, bhakti, what he defined in 12th chapter, this, that. Then jnana portion in chapter 2, jnana portion in 7th, jnana in 9, and jnana in the 13th chapter, again 18. We should be able to tell. Then, Vyasa Paddhati mein, if our time wonderful permits, go to the Upanishads. How the Ishavasya explained, Kena Kata Prashna Mundaka Mandoka Daitariya, Aitariya. Even if that's done, you have still time, you should be able to tell from all Puranas, what Vishnu Purana spoke, what Bhagavata Purana spoke, what Yoga Vasishta gave us, how Adhyatma Ramayana taught, what Valmiki Ramayana taught. व्यास पद्धति में बोलने के लिए इतना हमको कैपेसिटी होना चाहिए. I'm just telling, that's how for thousands of lives, those people single-pointedly practice. In this life, lucky we are that we are born when they are born. Such Mahatmas, when they give the great exponences or lectures, we get stuck with wonderment and anandam. We only take that also as entertainment, not again to get inspired for sadhana. That is our misfortune anyway. But don't you see? One or two only of them come onto the public platform and they become so famous. There are hundreds of Mahatmas in our entire Bharata Mata, spread length and the breadth, who have studied all Shastras. They are so much the containers of every Shastra Jnanam, every Siddhanta, every Darshanas, etc. And there are thousands and thousands in so many philosophical institutions. That's great Mahatmas are in the making. You must become aware of it. Like we make a habit of visiting special hotels in the city, special places of entertainment. So too we have to make a habit of visiting such ashramas where the yogis are being created, the jnanis are being created, the bhaktas are being created. Colossal work is being done there by the grace of Paramatma. Go to Vrindavan, how many Bhagavat they are training. Go to Kashi, how many jnanis they are being trained. Go to Tamil Nadu, how many of the ashramas are there? Go to Karnataka, Andhra, go to Visakhapatnam, Rajahmundry, Vijayawada, every place. There are many, many institutions silently working, not now, from the time eternal, that there the jignasus go, the jivas who deserve, the gurus are there to teach them in all the shastras. Our Bharata Mata is, that's why, eternally the teacher of the entire universe. And here is the place from where all the great jnanam comes. Every part of the country you go, to the Uttar Pradesh you go, Orissa you go, the North India you go, central part you go, एंड डू यू थिंक द नॉर्थ ईस्ट में कम लोग हैं? वहां भी कितने ज्ञानी सिद्ध संत है। जब तक वहां जाते नहीं, देखते नहीं, सुनते नहीं, हमको पता नहीं होता। Go to the Punjab and up above. In every of the village, there are some gurus, some yogis, some siddha purushas. In their own way, those bhaktas worship them. Even though they are there, 0.01% known, 99.99% not known. They just don't want to be revealed. Ishvara knows who is to be sent into the world for guiding the masses at what time. ये सब फिर ऊपर का गवर्नमेंट काम करता रहता है। ऑल इज व्हाट समास व्यास विधिना। Bhagavan here also in 10 slokas, one chapter also, he elaborated one particular topic called as Vyasa Paddhati. So Abhikshna Sahate Abhikshna sorry Eshate Abhitah Krutsnaha Eshate Abhitah Krutsnaha Brahmavadasya Sangraha Samasa Vyasa Vidhina. Okay, then Devanamapi Durgamaha. So we explained it exhaustively. Devana means in today's world richer than the rich people with lot of money, name and fame. Devata means paise wale, power wale, mauja masti wale. Whether they are here or there. So many powerful people, paise wale and mauj masti kar rahe with in their own external vishaya bhoga. Here. So too, they are there in Devaloka. Those bhoga which are not allowed in Bhuloka, they are deserving and desiring and have done sufficient upasana, punya karma, they go there and they enjoy. It's like in the airports, etc. There are smoke zones are there. Other places you should not smoke, but you can't be without. They go there and do it. In the same way, some bhogas, here you can't do them. So you go to Swarga or other lokas, you enjoy and come. But those who go there are of lot of sacrifices, yajna, yaga, punya, they have done. Here, unfortunately, not for Bhagavad Prapti and Moksha, but for the sake of higher bhoga. They go there. And here Devanamapi Durlabha means what? Even Devatas, though they are given lot of powers by the Paramatma for them to support the jivas in this world, even to them also, this type of the great Brahmavadasya Sangraha Jnanam Durgamaha. The difference is there in the words. Bhagavan did not use the word Durlavaha. He used the word Durgamaha. सो लभा है, उनको मिलता है, लेकिन उनको समझ में नहीं आता, बिकॉज देयर माइंड्स आर इन्वॉल्वड इन द भोग सो मच. Like in your life, my life also I have seen, when we are into some enjoyment, it can be tea or coffee or eatable or watching cinema TV, कि दूसरे कोई भी शास्त्र के या साधना के बातें हमको बताते हैं, हमको अच्छा नहीं लगता उस समय. We are overpowered by the time by that bhumika. That's called kshipta bhumika in the morning yoga class. To such people you tell about संप्रज्ञात संप्रज्ञात समाधि, वो बोलेंगे उनको बोलना, वो सुनेगा क्या? नहीं. फिर क्यों बोल रहे हो उसको सुना रहे हो? वो मेरा सबसे बड़ा शत्रु है, आपका बढ़िया तंग कर रहा है मुझे, उसको सुना दो, मेरा बदला हो जाएगा. Why did you bring that fellow to class and you went away? He troubled me so much, Swamiji. I wanted to take revenge. लाके बिठाया, चले गए खुद. So, the one who is in mood Kshipta Bhumika, they're all Devatas are in Kshipta Bhumi. Their senses, mind are thrown into indulgences. And you can see all of that in various enjoyable, मतलब भौतिक विषय के enjoyment वाले अलग अलग clubs में उसमें आप देखोगे ना, they are lost in that. The best example is the great cricket match between two big countries. Anyway, India has lost yesterday. So the whole audience there, अब उसको सुनाओ, अरे यार थोड़ा तेरे को आत्मज्ञान सुनाएंगे भागवत में जो पढ़ा है. He laugh at you. He's so tensed up there about the match, involved in that. What he said here is, देवताओं को भी ये दुर्लभ नहीं है, लेकिन दुर्गम है. They cannot catch it with so much of distracted mind, etc. Therefore, I give you the best. But you have to supersede even devatas. What is the way? Even devaloka bhoga also, when you reject, that's called as the great vairagya. Iha swarga bhogeshu ichharahityam. Tad vairagyam jihasaya darshana shravanaadivihi dehadi brahma pariyantehi anitye bhoga vastuni. So having analyzed the joy of Atmajnanam Moksham and also joy of Vishayas, having seen the difficulties and binding effect in both of them, this is all called Viveka and Vichara. Through that, by your fortune, you come to the conclusion that Atmajnana alone is greater, Mukti giving, then the effortless giving up the other thing is called Vairagya. Not only outside, but mainly inside. इनसाइड ही प्रॉब्लम होता है, बाहर कुछ नहीं होता. Nobody can indulge in any object for long time outside. चाहे वो सिगरेट हो, दारू हो, खाने की चीज हो, तो 1 घंटे में लुढ़क जाएगा वो. बट द डिजायर फॉर दैट इज देयर इन द माइंड फॉर लाइव्स टुगेदर. Therefore, the inner thing we have to give up, not the outer. So, through the Viveka, that I have to know the Paramatma, the Vairagya is born. Then, when you give up, then you have become greater than Devatas. Therefore, that which is Durgama to them will become Sukama to you. What is that? This great Brahmavadasya Sangraha, which I gave you in Samasa Vyasa Paddhati. So, Eshate Abhita Krishna, same word Bhagavan uses in Gita, second chapter. Eshate Abhita Sankhye Buddhi Yoge tu Imam Shrunu Buddhya Yukto Yaya Partha Karmabandam Prahasyasi. Nehe Abhikramanashosti Pratyavaya na vidyate. This same thing Abhikramanаш nahi hai, Pratyavaya nahi rehta. He said in the above shloka here, 20th one. Nahi anga upakrame dhamsaha madharma se uddhana. I didn't bring that shloka to comparatively explain because it's a little subtler, you may not be available for it. Skip kar diya tha. By the way, so the point is, I gave you Samasa Vyasa Paddhati. Esha te Bihitaha Krishnaha Brahmavadasya Sangraha Samasa Vyasa Vidhina Devanapi Durlavaha. So this Brahmavada Sangraha Vyasa Samas Paddhati में एक बार बोला था क्या मैं? No. Avikshna te gaditam. Avikshna means bar. And why bar told? I told you yesterday the reasons. Most important reason is Bhagavan loves Uddhava and all of us. That those who come to me on Bhagavata, they should not go with ignorance back. They should not go back with bondage. They should go with the full knowledge, full information, full clarity, full inspiration. And how do we get all that? Only when it is given repeatedly. So it is Bhagavan's Kripa that Avikshnashaha he gave. Second reason was the subject matter being so tough and difficult and sublime, unless it is told repeatedly, the intricate inner things won't click to the audience. शर्म चक्षु से दिखने वाला वस्तु आंखों से देख ली, आंख थोड़ा ठीक है तो दिख जाएगा हु इज दैट पर्सन, व्हाट इज दैट ऑब्जेक्ट. बट दिस इज बुद्धि चक्षु से देखने वाली बातें हैं शास्त्र के. एंड बुद्धि इटसेल्फ हैज टू बी ट्यून टू दैट fully and continuously focused, then only it gets into. एंड एक बार कह के छोड़ दी गुरु, बेचारा उनको समझ में नहीं आता इसलिए. एंड नॉट लाइक टुडेज वर्ल्ड वेयर यू हैव रिकॉर्डर्स दिस that you can listen and re-listen it, revisit it by 10 times listening, you can get the essence. That's what they do. Many speakers, उनके बड़े गुरुओं के स्पीकर के 10 बार सुनकर they by heart it and they give that lecture. We have not heard those, therefore we think it is by this person. Some may be genius original only, दोनों सब हो सकते हैं. But point is not whether somebody is doing this or not. This facility was not there that time. Idea is that. So the only option was what? Either disciple have to write it, if there is that facility was there, or Guru will have to repeat it. Therefore I repeated because of the sublimity of the subject. First one, out of my own love. Sublimity and importance of the subject and my love to you. Third reason why did you say Sir Avikshnashaha? Because of your situation, your mind, your abilities, your capacities. You know that unless so many times told, you can't register. So तुम्हारे मन बुद्धि के अल्पता के कारण भी, सब्जेक्ट मैटर का भी गहराई के कारण भी मेरा प्रेम तुम्हारे ऊपर, इन तीनों कारणों से अभीक्ष्णशः। And to the best of the disciple or bhakta, Bhagavan cannot give anything other than best. Therefore, this is the best one. This only will give again and again. So, abhikshnashaha, I explained to you, gaditam, te gaditam, to you. Te means subhyam, to you. Gaditam, spoken. Gaditam, gadanam means speaking. What did you speak to me, sir, again and again? Jnanam. Jnanam. So, two jnanams we told yesterday. One jnanam, which should be followed by the karma, which leads to the antakarana shuddhi. After that, the second jnanam, when it is gained, we need not do any work after that, but we have to abide in that jnanam. That you are Satchidananda. और कुछ करना नहीं है. You have to convince yourself about it through logic, abide in that. But before that, your antakarana is ashuddha. It has to be made shuddha through this karma yoga, ashtanga yoga. By knowing, it won't happen. By knowing or studying the recipe book or watching in TV, the food will not be ready. You have to do that food. Prepare all the steps you have to follow, then it gets done. In this way, I gave you the Siddhanta Jnana, of which there is a practice to be done. Another Siddhanta Jnana, in which you have to get avoidance. So, Abhikshnashaha, again and again, te, to you, Gaditam, given by me, Jnanam, the knowledge, both of to be avoided Tattva Jnanam, to be followed by action wala Jnanam. And when, how did I give it? Vispashta. Vispashta means I gave one way spashta roop. Say you half caught it, other half you missed it. Then I changed my example or way of saying, then to make you again understand. Like that, vividha spashta. Vispashta means, what is the vividhata spashta? Every time he spoke spashta from his side. But we were unable to catch. Therefore, he took up another process, again gave it spashta roop say in that process. So, he brought the Navayogis. Through them, he spoke to us. He brought the Dattatreya Bhagavan. Through him, he spoke to us. Ila Upakyanam Visa, Pururava Charitra Visa, Hamsagita Visa. Then these are all called V here. And in every story, the V Spashtata was there about the Jnanam. That is the meaning of Vispashta. Then himself, he spoke so many times to Uddhava directly. What he taught to the Sanat Kumaradi through Hamsarupa, he spoke. What the Bhikshu Gita was there, and Avanti Vare Kashchit Dvija Asit, Adde Tamaha, that is so. Then there's a Bhikshu Gita ho gaya, Hamsa Gita ho gaya, Ururava Gita ho gaya, Ilapakyanam ho gaya. In that way, Dattatreya Upasanyasam ho gaya. So too our Navayogi teachings are there. And so many in between were there. So Vividha, Spashta, clearly every time I spoke. Again, why did you speak so many times? Same idea of I want you to learn by all means. I don't want to feel the regret or guilt that मैंने तो उनको पूरा नहीं बताया. तुम पूरा सुनोगे या नहीं करो, that's in your hands. That is why those vaktas in whom भगवान और गुरु enters, गुरु तत्व, दे तो इतना कोशिश करते हैं हमको विषय समझाने के लिए, 10 बार बोलते. The other academic gurus, appreciation seeking gurus, they just entertain and move ahead. Is spashta. The next one is what? Yuktimatu. In our Indian philosophy, there is very less percent of strongly you believe and do without asking question. 95, 98, 99% is युक्तिमत. लॉजिकली सब बताया जाता है, ये पूछने वालों का इंटेलेक्ट को सेटिस्फाई किया जाता है, किसी को और कोई ऐसा दबाया नहीं जाता. देयर इज नो कन्वर्शन और कंपल्शन इन हिंदुइज्म. They are the other two people they do. Ours is conviction. That's called yuktimat. So with all the logics I explained to you. So with all the yuktis, with all the spashtata, in so many ways and means or techniques or through various speakers, I gave you the jnanam again and again, again and again, again and again. Then what is the result of that knowledge? I tell you. Obviously, what you are expected to be done to do, same you understand it. So what is the result of it? Etad vijnaya. Etad, all this knowledge, vijnaya. When we fully involves in that, in knowing theory, as well as doing where it is to be done, avoiding where one has to avoid, ucheta purushaha. The purusha will get liberated. Nashta samshayaha. So his all samshayas go away. संशय कब चला जाता है? जब स्पष्ट अनुभूति होता है तो. So then, because of the practice of this jnanam, the anubhuti of ekameva dvayam brahma, so spashta rupa happens. From that standpoint, when is seen, there is nothing other than him. If it all is there, that is this Paramatma only in that form. In this aspect, there is no samshaya. In that way, nashta samshaya. सो संशय गया मतलब उसका जीवन में समाधान आ गया. मीन्स ही इज गिवन सच डाउटलेस कन्विंस्ड एक्सपीरियंशियल नॉलेज और अनुभूति. सो एतद् विज्ञाय मुच्येत पुरुषः नष्ट संशयः. लाइक कस्मिन् भगवो विज्ञाते सर्वमिदं विदं विज्ञातं भवति. एज इट वाज आस्क्ड इन मुंडकोपनिषद, केन ईशितं पतति प्रेषितं मनः Kena prana, as it was asked by the disciple in Kena Upanishatu, or Kim Karanam Brahma Kutasma Jata, Jivama Kena Kachasam Pradishta, as asked in what is it, Shvetashvara Upanishad, or Adihi Bhagavan Brahma Vidya Amarishtam. It was asked by the disciple in that Kaivalya Upanishad. Whatever Bhagavan, there the disciples asked, they answered. Bhagavan is saying same thing. Like in Gita I said, yat jnatva na iha bhuyaha anyat jnatam avasishyate. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam ajnam yaseshatah ijnatva neha bhuyam ned jnatavyam. This is the 7th chapter. In the 9th also, he says, the first only, idam tu te guhetamam yajnatva mokshase ashubhat. So in the 15th chapter also, iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktamayanaga etad buddha buddhiman syat krutakrtyasya bharata. So last shloka, second chapter, he says, Esha brahmi sthiti na enam prapya vimuhyati. So 4th chapter, chitva enam samshayam yogamatishta. What I am trying to say is, as was said in the Gita Shastra, whenever the knowledge is given by Lord, toward the conclusion he says, practice this knowledge, this benefit of mukti, qualification of mukti comes to you. So too the disciples asked in the Upanishads, or the Guru himself at the end of the discourse, he said, this is that knowledge having gained which the liberation. Vidyate hrudaya grandhihi siddhyante sarva samshayaha kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin dushte paravare. So in Upanishads also, Guru glorified that knowledge when practiced comes mukti. In the same way here also Bhagavan, following that same trend, he says, etat vijnaya muchyeta purushaha nashta samshayaha. When you know this thoroughly practice, all your samshayas go away, then you are liberated. Therefore, what is bondage? The doubt or the ignorance or not knowing the things. What is the liberation? Knowing the thing. That knowing is called jnanam. That jnanam I gave you. Etad vijnaya muchyeta purusha nashta samshayaha. So do you want mukti? Then follow it. Unfortunately, because nowhere this knowledge is glorified or given, therefore, not only we are not getting it, another thing, instead of this knowledge, some other knowledge is given, then we are like a bhed bhakari, just following the trend in which we are coming to a conclusion that therefore this is the only knowledge to be gained. Like in TV and all, when you see the same ad again and again, दिमाग में घुस जाता है कि ये चीज जरूर यूज करना है, खरीदना है. That is how the entire world, whether it's food items or medical items or cosmetics, they advertise in such a way That alone is real. It's all power of advertisement. More greater than them, more easily available, cheaper things are available around you in your own kitchen. Your own dadi, nani know it. But then they don't advertise. Therefore, we think because the advertisement is not done, it is not great. Other things are done advertisement, that is great. So today's world, everything external, extroverted only told. Therefore, our unfortunate minds, intellects are receiving that alone as the reality or important thing. Therefore, like that's why I said that bhed bhakri, we are following only that trend. That's how the most unfortunate thing in this world. Yet, though from the Yuga standpoint, the ruling standpoint, these knowledges are not given importance, same thing is compensated by the Lord by sending hundreds and thousands of Mahatmas in all religions who teach that which is to be taught and which is not taught where it was to be taught. भगवान का यही लीला है. Like I tell you, Gurudev's example, he has written to the Prime Minister after Indian independence. Ki bring Indian education system, bring our Sanatana Shastra into the education system. He has written 3, 4, 5 letters. I strongly believe I was told. But whoever there, PJ Nehru Maharaj, he never listened to that. He wanted to follow the Mekale Western type education. Then what Gurudev had to do? He himself started the samstha. He did it in such a highly matured manner that not only he created the next brand of uh, pracharakas of the Sanatana Dharma while he himself was alive. Not like many other ashramas, that only Mathadapati will there. He will not allow anybody to come up. Only will have to die, then the other fellow will come. Everybody is praying for this fellow. Gurudev never did it. He knows the bigness of work, importance of work. No ego, no such type of worldly mind. He created a band of people who will do work. Not only that, he was so great, lavish in his kindness. He made many other people aware of this beautiful technique of training the people in doing the prachara of Adhyatmika Jivana. See, from these two people, mainly Swami Vivekananda and Pujya Gurudev, this entire Shastra Sanatana Dharma has come into the world. Vivekananda ji could not do much because age 39 only. Work was very vast, conveniences, travels were there less. So where he stopped, there Pujya Gurudev took up. From him are inspired people. 95% people inspired by him are the outside in samstha. 2 or 3, 4% are inside. Whose work all that is? भगवान गुरु परमात्मा का काम है कि जो ये आत्मविद्या जिससे मुक्ति मिलती है देना है. गवर्नमेंट उसका ख्याल नहीं कर रहा, एजुकेशन सिस्टम में उसका जिक्र ही नहीं है. देन हाउ टू मेक इट रीच्ड? दिस इज हाउ इट इज डन. And nicely, the people who deserve it also are getting it. On the whole, Bhagavan's Kripa not only is sustaining this great Adhyatmika Jnana Sampada, but giving chance to Jignasus to know, pursue, and realize. By the way, I'm sharing the things. After studying here, Etad Vijnaya, that why we are not getting a chance to listen is the education system, the family, garme, government, nobody promotes that. What's problem and wrong if in all offices, every day half an hour, if the lectures on Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad are given, Bhagavatam, when that person is working in office for 35 saal, every day 1 hour lecture if is given, will he not become the Jignasu, Mukshu? Along with that, the Dharma Jnanam, everything will he not get? What's that we stops this to be given? Other than the stupid words of secularism and all that. Secularism, where such a great jnanam is denied from giving to the people, that's what we are questioning. Otherwise, we have to be secular. सारे रीज सबको वैल्यू देंगे. बट उसका अर्थ ये थोड़ी है कि सच ए ज्ञान संपदा of the Shastras, we are not giving to people officially. Officially, you are giving every bhoga, every facility. रोड्स बनाते हो, एयरपोर्ट्स बनाते हो, अलग अलग रेल बना, सब कुछ दे रहे हो, बट मुक्ति वाला ज्ञान नहीं दे रहे हो। ऑफिशियली आई एम सेइंग, authentically, authoritatively. Every Indian must study one Upanishad, 3 chapters of Gita, the 3, 9 and 15. ऐसे rule ordinance ले आओ. Every MLA MP must study the 100th sarga of Ayodhya Kandam, Ramayanam. Rule बना दो. Everything to be known for a Rajaneta to succeed inside and outside. They're all given in that. Bhagavan Rama gave it to Bharat ji, all of them. या गलत बोल रहे हैं क्या? हम अपने स्वार्थ के लिए बोल रहे हैं क्या? द तड़प क्या है कि दिस ग्रेट ज्ञानम शुड बी मेड अवेलेबल फर्स्ट, देन जो लेगा लेगा, जो नहीं लेगा नहीं लेगा. तो चुप के डरते डरते ऑल दी स्पिरिचुअल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैव टू डू इट. बेचारे लोग दम घुटता रहता है उनका. हाउ दे स्ट्रगल फॉर मनी, फॉर सम प्रमोशन, फॉर सम हेल्प. अब उनमें भी फिर म्यूचुअल क्वारल, फाइटिंग, कंपटीशन. देखो good, at least some temples are allowed. That is not the end, it's only beginning. In every temple, everywhere शास्त्र ज्ञान daily होना चाहिए, बस पक्का. What is there to be hidden in this knowledge? बताओ. अरे जो उसको यूज किया नहीं किया अलग बात, but you have to reveal it. There are struggles going on, there are people doing, we are accepting, because of that only it is happening. But the idea is what? If some authoritative governments, they take up this project, why not the country what do you say, support and sponsor that Gita Press? क्या काम कर रहे हैं वो लोग, कितना एक एक रुपए के लिए तड़पते हैं. How many samsthans are there making money from people and getting done? Luckily, some philanthropists, some people of devotion love, they are there. They forgive. So whenever I read little old books, उसमें लिखा है ये बुक के छपवाने के लिए 116 रुपए जिन्होंने दिया, या 1116, हम उनको कृतज्ञ है, आभारी है. I feel so tears in my eyes, person. Why not the government can do this? तिरुमला तिरुपति कहते हैं वो थोड़ा हो रहा है, but much more to be done. We are not denying nothing is happening, but lot can be done. 10% maybe हो रहा होगा, 90%. My idea is make constitutional. First, India is Hindu nation, and there every Indian must and should study Shastra, Hindu Dharma Shastra. उनको पढ़ना है बस. We are there to teach. We don't teach any jihad or hatreds. We teach only the all human oneness only. We teach सर्व जीव एकता, सर्वव्यापक परमात्मा तत्व, वैल्यूज, लव. वही है शास्त्र में. हम झूठ थोड़ी बोलेंगे. बोलेंगे तो यू आर देयर to check. You can appoint the higher pandits to observe what is being given. एक curriculum तैयार करो. We can help you in making. Class 3, what they have to study. Class 4, 5, 6, 10th, 12th, graduation. By the time that fellow comes to graduation, every graduate must study Kathopanishad. In the philosophical philosophy colleges, in that they teach Kathopanishad. And they 1, 2, 3 children used to come to me. Swamiji, हमें अभी Kathopanishad चल रहा है, पढ़ाओ. Then I made them sit and explain to them all that. Comparative study, Indian and Western philosophy, Eastern philosophy, the Upanishadi philosophy, वो academic के लिए exam pass होने के लिए. At least that is good. Those all philosophy studying students, if not this life, next life they become spiritual. There's no doubt. Now, why all this is given? Is it in the context? Means in the context of book it may not be, but in the context of the life and nature, nation and culture and scriptures, it is very much there. So, etat vijnaya I was focusing. After all that is done, when Bhagavan himself, after giving knowledge so exhaustively, again repeatedly telling the importance of it, how it should click to us is to revisit all these chapters and study more thoroughly, concentratedly, and note down all important sadhanas. Etad vijnaya, if you want to mean this. Because the result is what? Muchyeta. He will be liberated from all limitations. Nasta samshayaha. So there will be no. So here, muchyeta means vidyate hrudaya grantihi. then kshiyante chasya karmani, then chidyante sarva samshayaha. So samshaya chedanam, granthi bhedanam, then karma shayam. These three are done. So karma kshayam, granthi bhedanam, samshaya chedanam. These three things are the result of this jnanam. After which that individual is mukta. How important it is. Okay. Now again Bhagavan says, Suviviktam tava prashnam maya. To every of your question and understanding from your standpoint, answering suitable to you, also answering it at the ultimate or highest or complete level, I've explained every of your prashna. Among all the prashnas, the most useful prashna not only to you, but all the future people are in this chapter 29 in the beginning. कि दिस योगचर्या जो आपने बताया, it is very difficult because we are all lost in dehadi tadatmya. See, sudushtaram imam manye yogacharyam. Imam yogacharyam aham sudushtaram iti manye. Why? Because anatmanaha. All our faculties are in Kshipta Muda and Vikshipta Bhumika only. So, yatha anjasa puman siddhet, the same yoga siddhi, that sadhana technique by which effortlessly, easily, a sincere, serious sadhaka can gain tat me bruhi. That you tell me, hey Achyuta and Anjasa, your teaching also should be again simple. This prashna was so beautiful that also suviviktam tava prashnam. I have suviviktam means sust viviktam is exhaustively I have explained to you. And if you, the audience, have not caught any one of them, 100% mistake is mine that I was not able to convey to you in that systematic way, because I might be needing lot of study contemplation for myself. Me as a speaker, I am saying. So भगवान तो कह रहे मैं तो आपको स्पष्ट रूप से बता दिया एतत् तव प्रश्नम सुविविक्तम तव प्रश्न मया देन एतदपि धारयेत. Even this latest explanation of the summary as asked by you, इसका भी आप धारणा करो. तो तुम्हारे प्रश्न का मैंने अति उत्तम उत्तर दिया, उसका भी तुम धारणा करो. इसका अर्थ क्या हुआ कि ऊपर अभी तक जो बताया भगवान वाज रेफरिंग अप टू द 28 chapters. So up to 28 chapters ka Mahima he spoke about from 22, 23, 24 sloka. In the 25th he says, even in your latest question also was exhaustively given by me to you, answer of it. Then etadapi dharayet. Then even this also the essence you catch. And what was the essence of it? Ki yesha buddhimata buddhi manisha cha manishanam. And what is that? Ki yat satyam anrutena iha martyena apnoti mamrutam. Before that, I am his sarva kalpanam sadhri chino mato mama madbhavaha sarva bhuteshu manovakaya vrittibihi. These two slokas are essence of Bhagavan's teaching in 29th chapter as an answer to Uddhava when he asked, tell me all sadhanas in a simple manner to be done. This is what it is. Little explanation he gave, summary of that Bhagavan gave it here. So you and I, as a take-home point, what you have to do is this jnanam, that everything is Paramatma alone. From the Vedanta Drishti, we have to understand. Then keep on doing that abhyas. And while doing the abhyasa that everything is Bhagavan, whatever the negative qualities inside, outside come as an obstruction, know that they are enemies, remove them. How to remove them? Replace them by the opposite positive qualities which are conducive for this practice of knowing or seeing everything as his own expression. And this everything is his own expression is in the outer world expresses as seva and love. In the mind it expresses the devotion, and in the intellect it should express as the yukti yukta logical understanding that everything has one substratum. Beyond all that, on the seat of meditation, be attentive. When I reach to my own experience of the self, I know everything is same. Just like in the cooking of rice, 1-2 grains of rice cooked are touched, and you come to know कि बारह सारा पक गया. Not that everything masticate थोड़ी करते. In the same way, when you have to taste the salt and masala, which you should not do when you are feeding the Mahatma, let him suffer. That time वो झूठा होता है. But otherwise, when they are the Alpatmas at home are there, you just taste a little of that. तो पता चलता है कि सांबर वो नमक मिर्ची ठीक लगा कि नहीं. इट्स नॉट दैट पूरा खाओगे आप. In the same way, in my own core of heart, when I discover my true self, it is such an interesting thing. When that is known, it is known everywhere. Like when the gold is known in India, gold in the world everywhere known. When the electricity produced in Indian rivers through the turbines and all, in every country it is done same way. but हर जगह नया साइंटिस्ट आकर डिस्कवर थोड़ी करता है. बिकॉज यदेवेह तदमुत्र यदमुत्र तदन्विह मृत्योस्स मृत्युमाप्नोति यह नानेव पश्यति. See, that is the Kathopanishad mantra. Yati eva iha tadamutra. Yad amutra tadanu iha. Whatever is there in micro alone is macro. Whatever is a macro alone is micro. If you don't see this one common self and see differences, mrutyosya mrutyumapnoti yaya nana eva pashyati. Then comes the Angushta Matra Purusha, Madhya Atmana Tishtati, all these mantras of Katha Upanishad. So what we are discussing here is Su Viviktam Tava Prashnam Maya Etadapi Dharayeta, and what is that answer? Essence is this one. And through the Atmanubhuti, through the Bauddhika logical Yukti Yukta Jnanam, through Mano Bhavana, through Bahya Seva, this jnana has to be practiced and experienced. What jnanam? Everything is the one Paramatma only. That is what is. Ki mad bhavaha sarva bhuteshu. Mano vak kaya vrittibhihi. Mano is the internal. Vak means prana and speech. Kaya means the outer body. At 3 levels, we have to keep on practicing those practices which are backed by the knowledge that everything is one Bhagavan alone. This is the essence of the last teaching of Bhagavan, answer to the last question of Uddhava, which was elaborated. Okay? Now in the second line Bhagavan says, Ki, this thing you asked me, I answered you. Even that also you have to do the dharana, means practice. The falashruti kya hai iska bhi? Ki sanatanam brahma guhyam param brahma adhigacchati. Such person adhigacchati experiences. What is that he experiences? Sanatanam param brahma guhyam. Sanatanam, eternal, brahma guhyam, the secret hidden in the Vedas, called as param brahma adhigacchati experiences. Sanatana means beyond time. When it is beyond time, it is birthless, changeless, never becoming old, never decaying, never disappearing. That is the meaning of Sanatana. Brahma is Vedas. Brahma Guhya means the final teaching of Veda, the subtlest teaching of the Veda. That is the Brahma Guhyam. And what is the final and subtlest teaching of Veda? Param Brahma only. Therefore, that Param Brahma adhigacchati, he will experience it. If you do the dharana of this knowledge given by me to your prashna, and that also one line में हमने बताया. What did he say? कि भैया अमद्भावः सर्वभूतेषु, एक चीज आप पकड़ लेकर रो करते जाओ, दैट सारे वेदों का सार रूपी सनातन परब्रह्म जो है आपको अनुभव में मिलेगा. You get the experience of it. Done. Now Bhagavan in this 26th sloka appreciates all those tapasvins, yogis, bhaktas, hard working parishramis who are studying the Bhagavata Purana and giving it to the people. भगवान तो उनके ऊपर फिदा हो जाते हैं. He says, I will give myself to them. That's a very touching portion, is it not? So let us study it tomorrow. Shloka I chant for you. Ya etat mama bhakteshu sampradadhyat supushkalam. Whoever is giving this Bhagavata Jnanam to my devotees properly, supushkalam, with love, kindness, with all the due efforts, patience, etc. Tasya brahmadayasya. To that person who is giving Brahma to others, whether they are receiving or not, to him, dadami atmanam atmana. Bhagavan says, I give myself to them. Little more about this. And then to 1-2 shlokas more he speaks about the glory of this. Then he asks Uddhava, did you listen? Did you understand? Like in Gita, Kachchid etat shrutam partha tvaya ekagrena chetasa. Kachit Ajnana Sammoha Pranashtahate, He Dhananjaya. Immediately Arjuna, as the question ended, same that he starts answer. Te Ajnana Sammoha Pranashtaha. Is your delusion born out of ignorance got destroyed? Immediately Arjuna, Nashto Moha. He starts with that only. Yes, Guru Maharaj, Krishna, my delusion is gone. Smrutir Labdha, all the memory knowledge which was heard but forgotten is reminded. Tat prasadat, it is your grace, not only through teaching, but you entered into my intellect and made me understand. Hey Maya Achyuta, Sthitosmi Gata Sandeha. Now I am free from all that Sandeha. Dekho, Nasta Samshayaha. Karishye Vachanam Tava. No, I'll do what you say. Not only what you told to do Yuddha, but I'll do the ultimate thing of meditating on you and realize you. That is the final. वो final के लिए ये शुरुआत है. It is an immediate action, युद्ध. But the final action is recognizing the self in the heart. ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां हृदयेषु तिष्ठति ब्राह्मण सर्वभूतानि अंतरूढान् तमेव शरणं गच्छ तत्सर्वभावेन तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिं स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम् इति ते ज्ञानमाख्यातं गुह्याद्गुह्यतम्. In the same way सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य, ये सारा मैं करूंगा. That is what Arjun said. Karishye vachanam tava is the last word of Arjuna. I will do what you said. Not only the yuddha, it's the first thing, but even all these sadhanas. In this way, Gita, that way, Arjuna's words conclude. Then Krishna again gives value of this knowledge. Sanjay ji concludes with his remarks there. Same way here also, Bhagavan is ki in few slokas having said so, he will ask Uddhava, did you listen? Like in Gita also, other Upanishads also, to whom this has to be given, it becomes fruitful, and whom given, it becomes waste. That also said. Every speaker should select his audience. Otherwise, वो झमेला हो जाता है वो. If undeserving students come and listen, thank God in my class, even though there are only 5, 6, 7 of them, but they are all wonderful. I love them. All my upasana, puja, only for them. Such a kind, good-hearted ones. All the good qualities mentioned here, they are there in them. Good, ऐसे एक भी शिष्य मिल जाए. Why I'm laughing, I tell you, a joke है भगवत गीता में. I don't know how to make it like a joke and explain to you. There came a great disciple called Arjuna to Krishna. To that one Arjuna, Bhagavan gave Gita. And Arjuna received it so beautifully. Krishna found it fulfilling to himself. He never did Gita Jnana Yajna further. If this is one picture, in the same Gita, other contrast, which is the humorous part, is another great guru was there by the name Sanjaya. And he found a very unique disciple called as Dhritarashtra. Then to Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya gave Gita Jnanam. Then he understood Toba, भैया ये दूसरों को देने के लिए नहीं, अपन के लिए है. He also never started any Jnana Yajna. So, interesting, he gave to one, the other to give. He gave to one and fulfilled. Like Tapal Maharaj gave to Gurudev, fulfilled. Ramakrishna gave to Vivekananda, fulfilled. There Sanjay also gave to Dhritarashtra. He is disillusioned only. यार ये कोई फर्स्ट ऑडियंस ओनली क्या मिला उनको, भाग गए. By the way, and in पूज्य गुरुदेव सुप्रभातम, जैसे गुरुदेव के नाम पे सुप्रभात भी है, बहुत सारे हैं, सब दबा के रखते हैं. They don't bring it all Gurudev related much. So in there said कि Krishna gave to only one Arjuna the Gita. Adya Chinmaya Krishnastu, thousands of Arjunas he gave Gita Jnana. Not to say that Gurudev is like that, but Krishna Bhagavan ही सबके द्वारा बोल रहे. But he gave to so many Arjuna like people. So here what we are saying is that portion will be covered, to whom to teach and not to. Then comments by Shukadev ji, reply by Uddhav ji, then again final words of guidance by Krishna Bhagavan. So too again Uddhav ji's concluding remarks, a masterpiece are the next 15-20 shlokas which are there. 18-20 है. Let us study them also with same speed. Let's enjoy. कहाँ जाना है हमको, क्या करना है, भगवान का नाम लेते रहो इसी तरह. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Yes, friends. Let us study our Adhyatma Ramayana also for some time. Hari Om all. Thank you. Om.